Wow, what a week it's been in India. We're talking about everything from political tragedy to some absolutely groundbreaking science. It was really a snapshot of a nation that's always on the move. So let's dive in and unpack the key events that really defined the last 7 days.
Just think about it for a second. The week started with a major political tragedy, then pivoted to a stunning scientific discovery, and then we saw the future of security literally roll out onto a train platform. These three moments, even though they're so different, they really tell the story of one complex, dynamic week. All right, so first up, we have to talk about the news that sent shockwaves not just through one state, but really across the entire country.
The week kicked off with some truly tragic news: the death of Ajit Pawar. He was the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra and, a huge figure in the state's political scene.
So here's what we know. The crash happened early in the morning, around 8:45 a.m., at the Baramati airstrip. A chartered Learjet 45 went down as it was trying to land. Just unbelievably tragic. All 5 people on board were killed, including Pawar. Right now, the early reports are suggesting that really bad weather and low visibility were the main culprits.
And it's just such a stark contrast. As Maharashtra was in mourning, the state of Uttarakhand was marking this historic moment in its legislature. It really shows you how many different stories are unfolding across India all at once. So, what exactly is this major new law they passed?
Okay, so the state brought in what's called a Uniform Civil Code, or UCC for short. Basically, this creates one common set of laws for personal things, like marriage, divorce, and inheritance, that applies to all citizens. It replaces the older system, where different religious communities had their own separate laws. The stated goal here is to make everything clearer and, more uniform for everyone.
Okay, switching gears completely now, from the world of law, let's jump into the lab, because science and technology really stole the spotlight this week with some incredible advancements.
And this is just a perfect illustration of the sheer range of what was discovered. I mean, look at this. On one hand, you've got this tiny microbe you can't even see, and on the other, a brand new mushroom found deep in the Himalayan forests. It's just a powerful reminder that there's still so much out there to explore, both big and small.
So let's zoom in on that tiny microbe for a second. In a first for the entire country, Kerala declared Bacillus subtilis as its official state microbe. And this isn't just, a fun fact, it's a real statement. By choosing this beneficial, probiotic bacterium, Kerala is basically tying its state identity directly to scientific progress and research. Pretty cool, right?
All right, so from the lab, let's head out into the forest. High up in the oak forests of Uttarakhand, scientists stumbled upon this incredible rare mushroom, Hemalexinum indiacum. Now, this is a huge deal for biodiversity because it's the very first time this entire genus of mushroom has ever been officially recorded in India. Ever.
So you have these amazing discoveries in the natural world, and then bam, the week takes another sharp turn, this time into some serious tech innovation. Indian Railways introduced a new member to its security team, and it's definitely not what you'd expect.
Everyone meet ASC Arjun. This is the first humanoid security robot, and it's been deployed at Visakhapatnam station. It's got a pretty important job, actually. 3 main tasks. First, to enhance passenger safety. Second, to provide constant AI-powered surveillance. And third, to help the human staff manage the huge crowds you see at India's railway stations every single day.
All right, so the week wasn't just about what was happening inside India's borders. We also saw some major moves on the world stage, happening right alongside big promises being made to citizens back home.
Yeah, on the global stage, this was a huge moment. India and the European Union signed their first ever comprehensive security and defense partnership. Seriously, this is a historic step. It signals a much deeper level of cooperation that goes way beyond their usual focus on trade.
And get this. This huge security deal was signed right alongside a free trade agreement that people have been waiting on for a long time. Finalizing both of those deals together, that sends a really powerful message that the relationship between India and the EU is entering a new, much more integrated phase, both economically and strategically.
Okay, now let's bring it all back home, because there was a massive investment announced for the next generation. The government of Gujarat put aside 1,250 crore rupees, that's about $150 million for its Namo Lakshmi Yojana scheme.
So what does a number that big actually mean for people? Well, it means that this funding is going to directly benefit over 1.2 million girl students in classes 9 through 12. The whole point of the scheme is to give them financial support to make sure they can stay in school and finish their education.
And to wrap up the week, things took a much more solemn, reflective turn with a day of national remembrance, honoring the country's history and its heroes.
So on January 30th, the entire country paused to observe Martyrs' Day, which is known as Shahid Divas in Hindi. It's a really important, somber day on the Indian calendar.
At its heart, the day marks the anniversary of when Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated back in 1948. He was, of course, a global icon for truth and nonviolence. But over the years, the day has also grown to become a day to honor every single person who has sacrificed their life for the nation. So there you have it. Political tragedy, major legal reform, incredible scientific breakthroughs, new global partnerships, and a day of quiet reflection, all packed into 1 week. It's this incredible mix of looking back at the past and just surging into the future. And it really leaves you with a big question, right? What does this intense, varied, and fast-paced reality truly tell us about the future of India?